So this was me last year, and this is me now. And yeah, I'm trying to become Brad Pitt Lean in 60 days. But anyhow, I'm making this video because number one, if you watched my last video, I promised to make a tutorial on how I'm gonna do or go about the 60-day to lean down really fast. One of you guys actually DM me on Instagram too, saying you would love to have a video like this. So I got you. Okay, now let me set some expectation. Who is this video for? Number one, it's, at least for me, I'm a guy, I'm 23. When I'm making this guy, I'm appealing to most of you guys, which are men specifically over the age of 18. Okay, this is like the age bracket of most of you guys. If you're like 15, I don't suggest you do what I do, primarily because you're still in a phase in which you're growing. Don't stunt your growth eating the way that I do. You know, just have fun. Maximize your gains by just going to the gym and eating whole food. Like, just have fucking fun, bro. You're still young, okay? Get social experiences. And then number two, I'm a woman who watches your video. And then you said something along the line of, I am going to follow your tips. For girls, it's a little bit tricky. I don't work with like girls in terms of fitness transformation. I'm only specialized with helping out guys. I'd say don't do it as crazy as I do. If you're struggling with weight loss, if eating habit is a problem, consider just go on a high fat, high protein, low carb diet and do intermittent fasting. Just know everything I say in this video is going to be targeted towards guys over the age of 18. Anyways, where do we start off? Let's start it off here. So why am I even going on this journey of leaning down to become Brad Pitt again? Well, about 12 weeks ago, which is 3 months, right? It's currently January 5th. I said I was gonna bulk when I head back to Boston in November. Funny story, I wanted to go up to 200 pounds to hit 405 on the flat bench and 315 on the incline. My flat bench was pretty strong at that point. It was like 315 for 1 rep, no spotter. My incline was like 285. So I was like, let's bulk up to gain strength. Except I started to gain weight at the time I posted this video. And I noticed that my joints weren't keeping up as much as my weight gains. So I kept gaining weight. This was a picture of me 6 weeks ago, when I was still doing pretty well, right? Like strength gain was okay. I was gaining a lot of weight, but then this shit happens, maybe like a week into December actually. But I fucked up my bench and I injured my back. After the injury, I kept pushing it through, you know, whenever the pain comes up with my back, I'm like, fuck it, adapt or die. So I kept doing muscle ups. And yeah, going to the holiday, my back was tweaking up a lot. So I had to trim down the frequency that I was going to the gym. And I ate a lot of shitty food over the holidays too with my friends and family. This is hot pot and this is a bunch of processed stuff that I consumed. I mean, I rationalized that I know what I'm doing, but up to a certain point, bro, this is how I looked, okay? This is literally yesterday. And as you can see, my abs are gone and my face is a little bit puffy. And yeah, that's how we got to this point. We're trying to lean down to become like Brad Pitt again. Now, I made sure to give you some principle for the Brad Pitt physique. So Brad Pitt stands at around 5'11 and 155 in this picture. Okay, that's the physique I'm trying to lean down to. I don't care if I might lose too much muscle. I just want to be lean again, because what's the fucking point of bulking if I can't push crazy weights at the gym? I'm just gonna pack on a lot of fat. So that's why I'm leaning down. I found his height to weight ratio. I got this by basically taking this number right here, so 155, and then I divided by how many inches of his height, which is, you know, 71. And then I got 2.183. If you understand what weight you got to drop down to achieve close to this leanness, which is anywhere between 5 to 12% body fat, depending on how much muscle you have too, right? For me at least, 5'5", 5'6", but let's round down. 5'5" is around 65 inches. I take that number, I multiply it by the ratio, I get 141.9 pounds. That's the weight I'm trying to hit with this aggressive weight loss journey. Like last time I had to, this is around 140, 143. So that's how I know this fucking ratio works. Okay, last time I touched toe around 140, I was pretty damn lean. Of course, this whole assumption is under, you know, the premise that you have a decent amount of muscle mass. Because if you don't have a lot of muscle mass and you lose weight the same way as I do, you might just become a fucking twig. Okay, look at me right here. I'm pretty decent size in terms of like muscle mass. I'm gonna have a belly and everything. My face is fluffy, but if I trim everything down, I'm gonna be lean and jacked. Just to give you some more proof that I've done this before and it actually worked. This is some journal entries I've done last year. The first time I tried to lean down like crazy. Early on, this is in May, right? I said, I gotta develop a routine for this to be brain dead. Now, what do I mean by this? It just means the weight loss routine, right? For me, it was, at the time, I was still like trying to get up at 4 a.m. consistently. Unfortunately, I was not. I get up at around 6:30. Every single day, I'd aim to hit 10,000 steps. I hit the gym, eat 8 eggs, 50 grams of protein from my meals and whatnot. And then let's fast forward a little bit. This is in June. Of course, you can still see here, I was still eating 8 eggs a day, 50 grams of protein, and then 2 scoops of protein. And then of course, I was still struggling a little bit with my wake up time. I stepped up my game in terms of cardio too. So now I said, let's try to hit 10 to 20,000 steps a day. Because at this point, bro, I was getting closer to 140 pounds, right? This was when I hit a plateau. This was in September. I said I had to hit 140 pounds, right? And these were some of my other goals, and I pretty much dialed down a system for me to lean down at that point. Look at this: walk at night, call with clients, what is this, walk in the morning. So I was walking 2 times a day aggressively to try to get my steps in. As far as other habits, I also said I needed to be alone with my thoughts more, because I understand around that time that I had all the answers to my problem if I just sat down and reflect every single night. To show you that I actually follow what I plan to follow, look at this. My eating time window was 4:30 to 6 p.m. Okay? Anyways, the idea here is, bro, as you aggressively lean down, especially at the rate that I'm gonna go for, flexibility is what's gonna get you to keep going early on, right? Like, you see how I struggle with the routine early on, but I kept going. Like, I try to go towards for perfection, but towards the end. So in September, that's when I was like perfecting everything. But early on, I was very flexible with what I was doing. That's why you should keep in mind, okay? Strive for consistency, flexibility, but push for perfection with time. Now, for the rest of this video, I'm gonna go over 5 important pillars for Brad Pitt leanness, right? Which includes diet, cardio, training, recovery, and mindset. And then, oh, I deleted that. Whoops. And then lastly, I'm going to go over a bonus, which will just give you a more appealing face and, I don't know, energy level. That's what I want to say. Okay, because what's the point of having a sexy lean body if you're not taking care of your hair or your face, right? You're all pimply, you have a bunch of acne. Yeah, you can max out everything. Like Brad Pitt, bro, motherfucker got a handsome face and a sexy lean body. That's what we're trying to go for, okay? So let's go over the diet. Number 1, understand you just got to be on a deficit. Basically, just eat below what you need to maintain your weight. Now, how do you find how much you actually need to maintain your weight? Go to this website, okay? It's called calculator.net. Put in your stats, and then it's gonna give you like a range of calories you should be hitting to either maintain weight, gain weight, or lose weight. Okay, from there, if you really want to micromanage and track all your food, download MyFitnessPal and then just plug and chug. The principle here is just try to get 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. If you have a lot of muscle and fat at the same time, you can get away with 0.8. If you're a little bit lean already, try to go for 1.2 grams. When in doubt, just eat 1 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Personally, I don't track anything. I've said many times before, my way of doing things is very brain dead. I'll show you how I calculate the amount of calories I need to lose weight. I don't track my calories, by the way. All I really do is eat the same fucking diet that I'm gonna tell you about. Take your current weight, whatever it may be. My current weight right now is 165. And then you take that weight, you multiply it by these multiplier. right? I got these number by doing some research early on, like last year when I was trying to lean down aggressively. So ideally, if you want to lose weight fast, your weight should be multiplied with these multiplier. So 9, 8, and 7, right? 9 is the upper end of extreme weight loss and 7 is the lower end of weight loss. What does that mean? I'm gonna give you an example. I weigh 165 pounds right now. So with the upper range of extreme weight loss, I need to consume anywhere between 1,485 calories a day. The lower end is gonna be 1,115 calories a day, which doesn't seem much, right? But I eat in a way, bro, that I'm pretty full after I eat my meals. Like my maintenance right now is around 2,400 calories. So just understand, if you look at these principle, you know, the multipliers and stuff, this diet right here, it's gonna have me eating around 1,300 calories a day. So it's right in between the upper and lower range, but sometimes gonna dip beyond the lower range. This is extreme weight loss. It's not like something where you're dropping weight little by little. Okay, now what is my actual diet? You can actually find this diet in my 1-hour guide on body transformation, but I'm just going back to my recomp diet. So the first meal, 8 eggs with lots of butter. I don't track my butter, I just track the eggs. And then next meal is 2 scoops of protein with creatine. And then the third meal is 50 grams of protein from whole meat source with whatever vegetable or grain I want. I generally don't eat too much carbs throughout the day. And with this principle, right, it's high fat, high protein, and low carb. I say lots of butter because you don't have to track your butter. You're not going to be eating so much that it's going to make a difference in your calories. And as far as protein, for me, I need around 150 grams of protein a day. This is how much protein I generally get to lose weight and maintain a lot of muscle. For you, this might be a little bit different because again, I'm like 5'5". If your frame is largely bigger, consider adding a 4th meal. If you're smaller, just cut out some portion with the protein for the 3rd meal or remove some eggs. Doesn't matter. Very easy. I hope so. This whole meal right here follows the principle of high fat, high protein, and low carb. You want to, or I'm going to follow it 6th day of the week with very low carb. And then on the 7th day, if I get some craving, which I probably won't, I'll be honest with you, I'm just so fucking tired of eating a lot. You can reward yourself with a small treat. This could be like a meal from your favorite sushi place, a meal from a joint of some sort, or anything you want really. Just remember when you eat that meal, if it's a lot, consider cutting one meal out. Most of the time, I just cut out my 3rd meal if my treat is a little bit big. As for principle number 2, so on top of the diet, I'm gonna recommend you do intermittent fasting. That's what I'm gonna do. Like I'll tease you a little bit. So today is day 1 of the whole series. I'm gonna fast for 24 hours, so I won't actually eat today, but tomorrow I'm gonna eat. Now, the reason I'm doing that is it's a hard reset on my eating habits and appetite. I want to get to the point when I enjoy food again tomorrow. Just because when you bulk, bro, you don't enjoy food as much anymore. I say here, it's a note on food. I don't want to eat food to run away from my feelings or give me pleasure. When you can consume food in a way that's intentional with purpose and stuff, you appreciate a lot more and you have a better relationship with food. That's entirely what fasting is. You start to appreciate food a lot more. And weight loss, bro, it's just a reflection of how you feel and lifestyle choices, right? I know I got a little bit deep, but I just remember what I want to say. Final note is with food, at the beginning right now, you might see food as something you enjoy and see as pleasure. But over time, as long as you have like a very clear body transformation and goal, you're going to see it more so as inputs. You start seeing fucking food as grams of protein or whatever. And if you eat a lot of carbs, you can see yourself stacking on a lot of weight or retaining a lot of water. I know it sounds like fucking crazy, but trust me, it's intuition as you lean down or bulk up, whatever. I'm at the point when I don't have to track anything. And I still know if my body composition is changing or not. Truth be told, when I was eating all these shitty food, I expected myself to blow out of proportion just because I wasn't training as hard, so I'm not been burning that much calories at the gym. I trimmed down my cardio too, so I wasn't doing 10,000 steps a day consistently. Anyways, onward to cardio. Ideally, I'm going to be doing at least 10,000 steps a day. Most of the time, it's probably going to be more because I'm trying to trim these weight. And in terms of calories, that means every single day, just from the steps alone, you're going to be burning around 300 to 500 calories. Weight wise, 3,500 calories is equal to 1 pound. So if you're burning on the higher end, you're gonna be burning at least 1 pound of body weight per week just from the cardio. Now, if you're eating on the deficit, you're gonna be losing weight already, bro. So what I like to say here is don't do any complex shit, okay? Whatever you find enjoyable in terms of cardio, you could jump rope, you could go for walks, you could go for a run, you could do swimming. Like, find what you enjoy and do it. Don't like become tight ass about this whole process. It's easy. I mean, it's simple. You gotta stop saying it's easy. You're gonna see me a little bit tired every now and then, but hey, it's simple. As far as how I get in my steps, so I'm gonna be probably doing 2 conscious walks a day. So first thing when I get up, and then 1 walk sometime after I hit the gym. Now, I used to walk at night, but I'll probably not do it in this series because I live in Boston right now and shit is cold outside after like 6 p.m. Last note I want to say is diet will carry 90% of your weight loss, and cardio is just a bonus. Just keep that in mind. Like, a lot of people, they say do more cardio. If you nail down your diet, you don't even have to do any cardio. Like, especially if you're weight training already, you burn calories while weight training too. So cardio should always be a bonus. It shouldn't be something where you're going around acting as if the end of the world if you're not doing it. Anyways, let's go towards training, and specifically weighted training. So starting out, I was doing 3 days a week, pretty hardcore. That was the bulk. And then this was the routine. Okay. I got up to the point when I couldn't hit all 3 days a week because, you know, my back was pulled. Going into the series, I'm going to be switching training style. So instead of doing 3 days a week, I'm going to be switching to a 6 days a week with 70-80% max my weight per exercises. Okay, and it's gonna be an upper lower split. Basically training full body within 2 days. And yeah, this is what it's gonna look like. As you can see, I'm trying to keep my incline bench the same, and then everything else I adjust 1 set down if it's compound movement. And then for squat, I kept it as 3 set because I actually enjoy squats. I don't do heavy squats. Pretty self-explanatory, but that's gonna be my split. Now let me explain a little bit about why I'm switching the split. Well, the goal here, bro, isn't so much pushing for muscle growth, because this time around my back is still kind of fried, so I'm not gonna do anything fancy. I'm just trying to preserve as much muscle as possible. So for going from 3 days a week to 6 days a week, I'm gonna be in the gym a lot more. That in turns is gonna be me doing a lot more physical activity. So as you can see here, it's very intuitive. I'm just trying to eat less and do more. Okay, so next up, we're gonna go over recovery. So far, it might sound pretty intense, right? But not really. As long as you're actually sleeping well, like especially early on, you're gonna be able to make better decision, and you will be inclined to not just give up and quit because you're not seeing a lot of progress. For me personally, I have a watch that tracks my sleep. Aim for 2 or 3 hours of REM sleep a night. You can get this if you're not tracking sleep, by the way, by not taking any stimulant before bedtime and aiming for like 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. And then number 2, if you find yourself making stupid decisions, ask if you're doing anything that stimulates dopamine unnaturally. This includes fapping. This includes indulging in entertainment, playing too much video games, or just consuming a bunch of content on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or whatever. Understand, bro, these activities leave you in this state of withdrawal. Like after the high that it gives you, you're gonna feel brain fog, you're gonna feel lethargic. If you feel like that all the time, consider what you're putting into your daily activities. And then consider, you know, after gaining some awareness of how it makes you feel, drop it little by little. Number 3 in terms of recovery is supplements. So these are some of the supplements that I'll be taking. What I didn't include here is creatine, but for testosterone, I take DHEA, zinc, and then vitamin D, which I take 10K IUs plus vitamin K2 to actually metabolize the vitamin D. And then for joint pains and stuff, because I think as I drop down weight, my joint might not be able to keep up with the weight I'm actually pushing. So I'll be taking collagen, osteobiflex, plus ginger and turmeric. for joint recovery. I've done this before, bro. I think I've explained in another video that I have very weak joints, right? For me, collagen, osteobiflex, ginger / turmeric, it's been a game changer in terms of like how much weight I can push at the gym. Lastly, for recovery is number 4, cold and heat therapy. If you have access to a sauna room, a steam room, or a place for you to take cold shower, you should consider on days when you're super sore to just chill in the sauna, steam room. And then between sessions of the sauna, steam room, take a cold shower. I think the Russian call this a Russian banya. Ideally, you do this because it's going to enhance your recovery. I feel like Wim Hof whenever I go into the steam room or sauna and then finish it off with like cold shower. And then if you're really extra, if you got time, bro, consider cold plunging. Cold plunging is uncomfortable as fuck. Beyond just recovery, it's gonna make you feel very good in your body. You did something that's very uncomfortable that you would not normally do. I'll probably take you cold plunging sometime this winter too. But anyways, that's what I'm gonna do for recovery. As far as mindset wise, let's read you a journal entry. Okay, this was back in May 21st, 2024. I wrote at 5:13 a.m. I think I got up at like 4:30 that day. But I said, I am not optimizing for joy or happiness. I'm optimizing growth and inner peace. If I'm not moving forward, I feel tired and lost. I'd rather sleep less and work on myself and goal if I can get to bed feeling like I squeeze everything there is to squeeze for my day. And then I asked a rhetorical question. Is it balanced and is it healthy? I said, maybe from the outside looking in, it is not, but I feel much more alive and energized than ever. I always feel good when I do the hard stuff first. This is to give you a piece of my mindset as I go through the leaning down process. I understand this is not normal. By the way, I'm not a balanced person, okay? I have a very obsessive personality. When I do something, I'll go all the way or I won't do it at all. Understand what I will do will seem like a crash diet from the outside looking in. And sure, it may be a crash diet from some perspective. But again, I'm not really trying to min-maxing how much muscle I retain. I'm just looking forward to leaning down and recover, right? Because before, bro, understand, this was me. Like, I know I can get all the muscle back as long as I just don't injure myself again. Now, going back to the mindset stuff, right? The unbalanced stuff. If you're gonna do this, bro, think of it in terms of seasons, okay? So there's 4 seasons. There's winter, spring, fall. Wait, I'm missing one. There's winter, spring, fall, summer, and then fall, okay? What are you gonna go through if you're gonna follow what I do? Think of it as a winter season where you don't have anything to show for it. You don't look the best as you can, but as long as you can pull through with that season of winter, you're gonna come out and it's gonna be spring, all right? You're gonna have to pay the dues to look good. And that's what I wanna show you in this series. Like for me, I've had a season of spring. This was me earlier last year at around the same time. Face was bloated as fuck. Belly was a lot fatter than how I am right now. Look at this. This is me right now. And this is my face. My face is not as chubby as it used to be. So this is close to 180, 175-ish. And then this is just me at 165, right? So 10-pound difference between these two pictures. But this was me when I actually tried. And I got down close to 140. As you can see, this is my face. I'm just trying to say, I've done this already. And I'm doing this for fun. If it inspires you, it inspires you. If you want to follow along, follow along. I said this in the last video, but don't fucking compare yourself to me. I've done this before. I have the reference experience to make it easy because I understand as long as I put in the input, I'm going to get out the output that I've had before. And then for a bonus, let's talk a little bit about the stuff that you can do as we go along. I'll probably show you some stuff too of how I run things, like my hair. And my skincare, which I've done a video too on this topic. If you haven't and you got really shitty acne and stuff, make sure to have a skincare routine. And I'll talk a little bit more about it as we go along. And then make sure to groom, right? I'm actually gonna grow out my facial hair to show you that I'm doing this in real time. Somebody left a comment saying, is this pre-filmed like Nico Avocado? 2 steps ahead. No, bro, I'm showing you in real time. I don't know if you can see my watch, but yeah, you can pause and look. This is also a bonus. Like I said before, understand where your energy level come from, right? If you feel super low in energy and you feel like you want to bang your head against the wall. Become aware of what's causing you to feel like that, okay? Most of the time, it's just your fucking bad habits, whatever they may be. Slowly gain awareness of how they're ruining your life, and then build up some shame. Like, I understand if you keep doing the same shit, expecting different result, you're gonna be the same motherfucker with no results after I finish the series. So take that as you will. Try to eliminate them one by one, and over time, bro, you're gonna make better decisions. Anything else I want to say? Nah, we're gonna look good. That's what I'm gonna say. All right, let's win, boys. I'll see you in first week updates.